For centuries, the planar travelers known as the Eladrin ruled the island of Zakesh, mastering magic and metal alike in their quest for power and knowledge. But everything changed when their creations, the warforged, turned against them. Their catastrophic war reshaped Zakesh, and at the height of the violence, the Eladrin vanished. Now, a young Eladrin named Teak returns to Zakesh after a century in exile. She searches for signs of her people and seeks a way to unshackle her homeland from the grip of the warforged generals who conquered it, the Iron Lords of Zakesh.
I want to look at the bones. Can I tell any, what...
Once you get down to the bottom?
Yeah.
So the bones, if you take a moment to inspect them, they look large enough to be humanoid.
Okay.
It would take a medicine check to figure out, or an investigation check to figure out what kind of bones they are specifically.
I'll go ahead and do a medicine check.
Okay.
14.
14. So there's some human bones here. You pick up one of the bones, and it's really dense. So it's a dwarven bone. And you find some of the bones are extremely light. Like they feel like air. They don't weigh anything. And you know those are bird folk bones.
Oh, okay.
So a few different species down here of bones.
Yeah, so they're just grabbing whatever kind of villagers they can.
And it looks like there's gnaw marks on it. So something just gnawed on these bones, just took all the meat off these bones.
Can I distinguish any tracks or scat or anything like that?
Yeah, go ahead and give me if you want to, give me a survival check or a perception check.
Okay. I'll go ahead and give you a perception check.
Okay.
14.
So you notice in the corners of the room that there are large gray and white feathers kind of clustered in the corners in piles, almost like something has been shedding feathers. It could be feathers from the bird folk. It could be that whatever is down here can't digest the feathers and just kind of like spits them out or plucks them out. But there's like a lot of feathers. It looks like they've been like collecting here for years.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I can't distinguish anything about the feathers other from what they would come from other than their feathers.
It's just a large bird creature, a large avian creature. So it could be bird folk, could be a heftabird. You don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I point that out to Quick Pick and Junker. Have you noticed there are a lot of feathers down here? They look pretty uniform too. Like maybe they're just from one thing, but I suppose it could be from a heftabird.
They appear too large to be a heftabird. Perhaps bird folk. Perhaps something else. I do not know.
Well, I guess we should keep some eyes up if it's something with feathers that might be flying.
Yes, potentially.
It's interesting that something that could fly would be down into a cave, though.
That is very strange. Because there has to be another way out of this.
Yeah, is there any, do I see
with your earlier perception check, you definitely notice a breeze, the feeling of fresh air, not coming from above you, but coming from deeper into the cave.
So I say, there seems to be some fresh air getting in from somewhere. I think we should follow it.
Okay.
And so I'll kind of try and follow
lead the way.
it. Yeah.
The drift globe is still floating there at the bottom. Would you like to take that with you, or it'll automatically follow you if you go beyond its light?
Yeah, I'm just gonna let it follow me.
Okay, cool. So, and that'll allow you to kind of stay on the edge of its light a little bit, so it's not like, hey, we're coming. You know what I mean? So, okay. So let me draw a little map here. So, that's the bottom of the chasm there, and you're moving away from it.
Okay.
the tunnel kind of opens up into this big cavernous room. And as the drift globe follows behind you, you can kind of see it illuminated. You see that there's kind of rocks and rubble and stalagmites kind of jutting up from the ground. There's water dripping from the ceiling and pooling in the center in this little pond. And beside the pond, you see a big pile of what looks like feathers and feces and bones. It looks like a little nest kind of made up on a pile there. And across the way, you see a small opening in the cavern that appears to be another way in and out.
Okay. I'm gonna hit the light because using it might be to our advantage later. Like if this is a creature that goes in and out from light to dark, having a light turn on really suddenly could blind it for a little bit. So I'm gonna turn the light off.
Okay, so you douse the light.
Us readjust to dark vision again.
Cool.
I make sure that the globe stays like near the top of my pack though, so I can get to it.
Cool.
SK, what's wrong?
You also notice kind of near the nest, you see a large warforged emblazoned with brass flames symbol laying inactive next to the nest. There's pieces missing from it. It looks like it's been gnawed on. It looks like it was grabbed, gnawed on, and then discarded once whatever's in here realized it couldn't eat it.
Okay. Well, I think that we'll start kind of making our way in there.
Yeah, go ahead and put yourselves where you want to go.
If the cat allows me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and sneak here and kind of try and stay close to the rocks.
Okay.
And Junker's going to stay close to the wall and kind of be over here.
Okay, great.
And then we're going to send Quick Pick, our quietest one, in closer.
Okay.
To take a look. And I want everyone just to take a couple minutes and look around their areas.
Cool. So,
and like we're gonna move close and kind of wait to listen for movement or anything.
Okay, yeah. So you all get into your positions, and as you do so, you're there for about a minute, and you hear some shuffling and like some breathing, like coming from the tunnel on the far side of the cavern.
Okay.
And you see kind of the air that's coming in kind of buffets a little bit, like there's something coming down that tunnel.
So I try and get Junker and Quick Pick's attention.
Yeah.
And kind of like signal towards the tunnel and then be like, shh, and like
everybody be
quiet and like get down, like something's coming.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So coming down the tunnel is a massive creature. It is covered in fur, but also covered in feathers. And you see that it has the body of a bear and the head of an owl.
And it can't cause nearly as much pain as
a cat.
A cat.
The owlbear, if you will, comes stomping into the room, and you see that it's dragging behind it. It's dragging the body of something. Looks like a human of some kind, just dragging it behind it. And it comes in the room and goes. So I'm going to need stealth checks from everybody.
Okay, so I get a 14. Quick Pick gets a 17. And Junker, is it dexterity? Gets 14. So
Dang.
Junker and I have 14.
Okay.
Quick Pick has 17.
So the owlbear comes into the room. You see its head kind of swivel and like twist a little bit like an owl, and it seems satisfied that there's nothing in here, and it starts moving towards its nest. Go ahead and move it up to the edge of the pond there.
There?
Yep, and it drops the body and gets down on all fours and bends down and starts lapping up water.
I get Quick Pick's attention and just like kind of nod at him. And he gets out his short bow and starts to draw back.
Cool. So go ahead and make an attack with advantage since you got the jump on this guy.
Okay. Crit.
Oh, dang. Cool.
And then 8 damage. And then again.
And then roll again.
7 damage. So
15 total. Okay, cool. So the arrow he just shoots it from the darkness. The arrow comes flying out of the shadows, strikes it between its neck and its shoulder, just right in there, and it rears up on its hind legs and lets loose with a roar that shakes the walls, and it drops back down to all fours, zeroes in on where the arrow came from. So that was Quick Pick's standard action. Do you want him to do a move and a bonus?
I'm gonna have him hide behind the rock. Can he do that even though it knows that he's there?
So in order for him to hide again, he's got to move somewhere else.
Okay.
So he can move. I mean, he can even move into the corner, get into the shadows.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have him move right here.
Okay, and go ahead and give me a stealth check to try and hide.
Okay. 18.
Okay, so he successfully hides behind the thing there. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative now.
Okay. I got 12.
Okay.
Quick Pick got 19.
Okay.
He's feeling feisty. He's ready to go.
He is.
Junker got 1.
Okay. All right. So it's Quick Pick, the owlbear, Teak, Junker.
Okay. Quick Pick is going to hold his move until the owlbear moves past the downed construct.
Okay, so he can't hold a movement. He can only hold an action.
Oh, that's what I mean. I just meant his
action. Okay, cool.
Action.
I just wanted to make sure I knew what you meant. So
he just has his bow drawn and is gonna wait to get him until he's here.
Cool. So, and that is the owlbear still assumes that Quick Pick is behind that rock. So the owlbear comes charging towards that rock. So go ahead and move the owlbear towards the rock, and Quick Pick can go ahead and take a shot.
Okay. Um, 23.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden, Quick Pick is MVP.
Yeah, right.
He's been sucking the entire game.
And 5.
5 damage? Okay.
Yep.
Another arrow sinks into the thing's haunches.
And then, can Quick Pick move again?
So, no, because he held his action.
That's right. Okay.
So he's stuck there, basically.
Okay.
But he gets to act again before the owlbear goes again. So he can always try to hide again.
Cool.
So that was the owlbear's turn. So now it's Teak's turn.
Teak is going to toss her little crystal globe,
Drift globe. Yep.
up in the air and say daylight, and it's going to light the whole thing up.
Cool. All right. So look up the daylight spell, if you wouldn't mind.
If I can see around this cat butt.
Yeah. It's tough sometimes, man.
SK, you're lucky I don't just toss you. Those claws. Oh my god. A 60-foot radius sphere of light spreads out from a point.
Mm-hmm.
The sphere is bright light and sheds dim light for an additional 60 feet.
Okay.
And the only other thing would be if it was darkness created by a spell.
Okay, cool. So it's basically just really, really bright light.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and have this thing make a... going to have it make a wisdom check here.
So, and I just tossed it like sort of up and out, so it's just hovering like right here.
Okay, yeah. So, and when you toss it, the owlbear immediately hones in on it and watches it go up in the air, and as the spell goes off, it kind of turns its head away, and the bright light just explodes outwards. Quick Pick and Junker were both expecting it, so they didn't, they kind of look away as the light goes off. So I'll go ahead and give you advantage on your next attack against the owlbear.
Awesome.
As it's a little bit distracted by that light going off.
Okay.
So, and I guess the next attack against the owlbear will probably be Junker. So.
So now, can I move?
Yes.
I am just going to position myself right here.
Okay.
So you can't get past me.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. It's Junker's turn.
Okay. Junker, how far can he make it heading towards this exit?
Heading towards the exit?
Yeah.
He can make it about halfway, so he can make it to about right there. Yep,
Okay.
That's perfect.
So Junker is just going as fast as he can around the edge here to right there.
Okay.
And that's all he's going to do.
Okay, as an action, he can look in his pack if you want him to.
Oh, yeah, that's
And he doesn't
right.
have to use it right then. He can just have it.
Okay, yeah, so he's going to go ahead and look in his pack while he's moving.
So go ahead and roll a d6.
SK, can I sit back down?
Jeez.
And then she got up anyways.
So Iron Lords of Zakesh, Session 2, starring SK.
Okay, so he finds an acid flask.
Awesome. That's great. So I can tell you what an acid flask does when he decides to throw it.
Okay, great.
All right, so that was Junker's turn. So now it is Quick Pick again.
He's gonna shoot another arrow.
Okay.
He critted again.
What the hell?
So 6, 13 damage.
What? 13 damage?
Yeah.
How? Because he critted?
He critted.
God. Okay. He's just hitting the vital spots. He actually gets an arrow like up in the thing's armpit as it kind of rears up. It just right in here, and owlbear just roars as the arrows start puncturing it. It's like a pincushion at this point.
Yeah.
It is the owlbear's turn. It turns. Oh wait. Quick Pick gets move and bonus actions.
Oh yeah, so he's gonna scurry back here and try and hide behind the warforged.
Okay, give me a stealth check. Man, I gave you the most annoying NPC.
15.
15? God damn. All right. So the owlbear is going to charge.
It's this dice that I threw across the room. It's
That's
rolling
the good
really
one.
well, yeah.
So the the owlbear zeroes in on you, Teak, and is going to charge you. So go ahead and move him up towards you.
Okay.
And he's going to attack. Oh, jeez. Now I'm dropping d20s. Okay. Ooh. All right. So it hits with both attacks. So it rears up and just swipes with its massive bear claw, dealing 10 slashing damage with the claw.
And I'm dropped.
You're dropped?
Yep.
Okay. So go ahead and drop yourself down. So you're at 0 HP.
Yep. I'm at -1.
No negative HP.
Okay.
So you're just at 0.
Okay.
The only time that negative HP comes into play is if I would have done enough damage to knock you down to your HP in negative,
Okay.
then you would die instantly. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, you just are at 0.
Got it.
So on your next turn, you'll be able to start doing death saving throws. Okay. Cool.
So Quick Pick is fucking tearing shit up, but my actual character is
down.
about to die.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and the owlbear
you should
kind
feel
of
good about that.
The owlbear like swipes you, and you just kind of sprawl across the rock, and the owlbear like goes down on all fours and like sniffs, and seeing that you're like clearly out of it, like turns around and looks for another target.
I can't be like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Don't be like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Just
don't
stay down.
Take the musket out and shoot the bear after it's gone
Just
away.
stay down.
Just stay down. Don't be crawling around. Don't be trying for that Oscar. All right. This is a topical, relevant joke. People who watch this video in 10 years are going to be like, what the hell are they talking about? Okay. So that was the owlbear. So now it is your turn. So, death saving throw.
I am going to lie there.
So all you need to do is roll a d20.
Okay.
No modifiers. It's fate at this point. It's destiny. So that is one failed death saving throw. So fill in your failed box there on your death saving throws. This might be the end of Iron Lords of Zakesh, people.
The second and final session.
The second and final session of Iron Lords of Zakesh.
For love. Okay.
Okay. It is Junker's turn.
All right, Junker. Seeing what's happening, Junker is going to head this way. How far is he going to make it?
He can make it all the way if he wants to.
He's just going to come right up and huck an acid flask at the guy.
Okay, so the acid flask, so he basically makes a strength ranged, so he can just kind of huck it. So it's going to be his strength.
13.
13 hits, and it does 2d6 acid damage.
10.
Nice. Very nice. The acid splashes across the owlbear, and feathers just start falling off, scorching as the acid burns it, and wheels on Junker. Okay, it is Quick Pick's turn. Yeah, rotate that burr. There you go.
Quick Pick is going to shoot at him with his bow.
Okay. He is hiding, so he has advantage.
Oh, great. Yeah, he just sort of pops out from under the warforged and is...
Good thing I didn't give him sneak attack.
Yeah. So 12.
Not quite enough. The arrow hits, but it just kind of doesn't do any real damage. Just sinks into the fat layer on this creature. Okay. Anything else from Quick Pick? Move and hide again, or?
He's going to stay put for now.
Okay. All right. That was Quick Pick. It's Owlbear's turn. He's going to attack Junker. Okay, what's Junker's AC again?
16.
Never mind. He hits both. So it's going to be 7 slashing damage.
Okay.
As it rakes its claws across Junker's metal and wood frame.
Okay.
And 4 piercing damage as it bites down with its beak.
Okay.
All right. It is Teak's turn, so we need another death saving throw.
12.
You are stabilized.
Thank God.
No, wait. You just made a successful one, right?
Yes.
So that's one successful one.
Okay. Still, I'll take it.
Yep, for sure. Okay. That was Teak. It's Junker's turn.
Okay. Junker is going to retreat.
Disengage?
Yeah, disengage.
Okay.
Can he disengage in a particular direction?
You can go wherever
Can
you
he
want.
tactfully disengage?
Yeah, you can tactfully disengage.
So he's going to tactfully disengage this direction.
Okay.
And how
towards
far
Quick
should
Pick.
he go?
He can go a little bit farther, right about there.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. He can technically attack before he disengages. No, he can't, because disengage is an action.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore me. All right. So that was Junker. It is now Quick Pick's turn.
Quick Pick's just going to keep trying to hit this guy
Raining
with arrows, and he's
arrows.
still hidden, so do I get advantage?
No, he's not hidden because you didn't
'cause I
hide
hit
again.
him.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. You would have had to have moved and hide again. Hit again.
16.
16 hits.
And 6.
6 damage. Okay. The owlbear is not looking good. It's starting to kind of slow down a little bit. It's kind of breathing heavy as it's kind of like dragging itself across the floor. Blood kind of flowing from it. All right, that was Quick Pick. It's the owlbear's turn. The owlbear is going to move up to Quick Pick and attack. Okay, so 1 didn't hit. The other one does. So it slashes with the claws. Quick Pick kind of dives out of the way, but the beak comes in and just pecks him for 5 piercing damage. All right. So Quick Pick, owlbear, Teak. Give me another death saving throw.
17.
That's a success. You just need one more success and you're stabilized.
Okay.
Junker.
Junker. Is there anything nearby that Junker could pick up with his mage hand?
Yeah. There's rocks, there's debris, there's
Okay.
What are you looking for in particular?
I'm looking for like a decent sized rock.
Mm-hmm.
Like right around 10 pounds.
Yeah.
That, or like a helmet or
Mhm.
like a big bone.
How about the axe that the warforged was carrying?
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah?
go ahead and pick that up.
Okay.
Yeah, so he casts his mage hand.
Mm-hmm.
I picture he kind of like puts a hand out and it like sizzles with
Mhm.
electricity, and then it kind of like a electric image of his
Like
little...
a spectral hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how I picture it too. It's kind of like a space Leoric, like,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
little hand shoots out.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, so, well, I can just cast it right now. So I'm just going to
Okay,
cast
so
it.
you cast it, and you have control of that axe.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, no, I can't grab any. I can't take it anywhere.
No, I know, but you have it. You have
Okay.
control of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you cast it on a thing, right? Or no, you just cast the hand.
I just cast the hand,
Yeah.
and so in my next thing, I can command the hand as an action.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
So right now, the hand is ready.
Cool. Do you want
And
to move?
he's going to move as far away as he can.
Okay, so he can get about halfway there. So right up to that second rock. That's perfect.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's see. Ooh, but my hand can only be 30 feet.
That's fine. You're about 30 feet away.
Okay.
Because you cast it and then moved your movement, which is 30 feet.
Okay,
so
great.
You're perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, so that was Junker. So it's back to Quick Pick.
Quick Pick is...
Don't forget he can disengage as a bonus action.
Yep. Well, he's doing a lot better than Junker.
Yeah.
Oh, they're about the same. He's going to go ahead and just keep shooting at him.
Keep shooting? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 9. No. 11.
11's not quite enough.
Okay.
What else does he want to do?
He's going to... Is he too close to the owlbear to try and hide behind the warforged?
I mean, he would have to move, which
So we'll
would
go
provoke an
ahead and-
opportunity attack.
Oh.
So he can... Okay, so listen. He can use his bonus action to disengage
Yeah.
and then move if he wants to. So basically he can move without provoking an opportunity
let's go ahead
attack.
and do that.
Okay,
So he's going to disengage and move back behind this rock.
cool. And he can attempt to hide later.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so that was Quick Pick. It's the owlbear. The owlbear is going to pursue Quick Pick, so move towards him. Try and take a swipe. Ooh, misses though.
I'm good.
And then that brings us to Teak. So let's see if you can stabilize yourself here.
13.
You are stabilized.
Awesome.
You are no longer dying. You fight through death and come back to the world of the living. You are still unconscious, but you are no longer dying.
Wonderful.
Okay. That was Teak. It's Junker's turn.
All right, Junker is going to command his little mage hand
Mm-hmm.
to grab that axe.
Yep.
And hover it over the owlbear's head.
And drop it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so what I want you to do is just give me a D8 of damage.
8.
8 damage. All right. Go ahead and describe me what that looks like, killing the owlbear as you drop the axe.
I picture the little robot hand has the is holding onto the axe.
Yeah.
And it's holding it by the handle, and the blade is like this way. And it drops it, and it kind of starts to like twirl a little bit.
Spinny.
And it just, the axe goes right
just
in the
lands in the
brain.
owlbear's head. Yeah. And the owlbear is kind of like standing up, wheeling back to attack Quick Pick again.
And it just kind of like falls backwards.
Just, and this massive beast just falls backwards onto the ground, dead. Good job.
We did it.
We did it. Quick Pick and Junker immediately run over to Teak. And Quick Pick's like, Teak, you all right? And lifts you up, and seeing that you're unconscious and very badly injured, he fishes one of the healing potions out of your pack, pops the cork, and like is basically just pouring it over your face and hoping some of it gets in your mouth.
What a nice little gobby.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll 2d4.
I got 4 total.
Cool. So you get 4 hit points. So you are back.
Well, then plus 2 for each of those?
Oh, yeah.
So...
No, he just did 1 potion. So it's 4 plus 2, so 6 hit points is what you get back.
Okay. 6 hit points?
Yep.
Okay.
Because it's 2d4 plus 2 for the healing potion.
Great.
So you are, you regain consciousness. You just kind of sputter back to life, choking on healing potion as he's just like, pouring it down your throat, basically. And when you regain consciousness, you see Junker and Quick Pick like over you. Quick Pick's kind of holding you like action movie style, like no. And Junker's kind of leaning over. And once you come to, they both go, whew.
Like I kind of look around and I'm like, did you get it? Did you finish the job?
And Quick Pick says, no, it's right behind us. Yes, I killed it. No, actually, Junker, it was brilliant. Junker, psychic, picked up an axe and just dropped it right on his head. Finished him off. Opened him up like a can of tuna.
I'm like, good job, Junker.
I have my moments. It is good that you are not dead. I feared the worst. It would be a shame to lose the last Eladrin on this plane of existence in some smelly cave.
You're very sentimental for a construct.
I have been taught to feel. I am programmed to love. No, he says, well, it would be a great cultural loss. Quick Pick's like, come on, let's get you up, and helps you stand up. You're still hurting, but the potion has taken the worst of it off. You see the form of the owlbear laying on its back there, and Quick Pick kind of says, you stared down that creature, put yourself in between it and the exit. I've never seen anyone do that before.
Well, I just was doing what I had to for the team to get its job done. Well,
you certainly earned your share of the gold. Let's take some proof back that we killed it, and let's see what else we can find in here. Junker picks up the axe and basically hacks off this thing's head. Mm-hmm. Just like takes the head off, puts it in a bag. And while he's doing that, would you like to look around and see what you can find?
Yeah, we'll look around. And I also want to ask Junker, say, I found this cloak and ring with the other construct, but they appear to be Eladrin made. Do you know, when the Eladrin were using constructs to fight, did they put things like this on them?
I do not think so. I think that maybe this is a scrapper who found these items and was carrying them, was probably going to sell them at the market. That is what I can assume. I know that the Eladrin infused the warforged with their magic and did not see fit to give some cloaks such as his. A fine cloak it is.
Were there warforged that stayed loyal to the Eladrin?
There were, yes. Many constructs stayed loyal, but most followed the Iron Lords in their rebellion. Okay.
SK, this is torture, what you're doing. Those little claws.
Okay. So, among the various bodies and piles of junk littering the room, you find 7 gems worth 50 gold pieces apiece. And you also find a firebolt spell scroll. Ooh, a bag of holding.
Ooh.
And a potion of healing. The warforged, the enforcer there with the brass flame emblem on him, he looks mostly intact. It looks like his power source was damaged, but you see that for the most part he's intact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Quick Pick is kind of watching you look this warforged over and kind of looks at Junker, and Junker comes over and says, "You want to know more about the Iron Lords?"
I do.
I think that I could reactivate this warforged enforcer if you have questions that you want to ask. It would take time and I would need my tools. But if we have a way to carry him back, then we can. Truthfully, all I need is a head.
Would we maybe be able to piece him out and put him in the bag of holding?
Yeah.
So I suggest that.
Okay. And he's like, oh. Yes, I suppose we could piece him out.
We can put him back together.
Yes, no, it's this. I want you to imagine piecing out an elf and then putting it back together. But you are right. You are right. As someone who has made...
It's a little less grisly to take apart a construct.
That is true. So it takes a good couple hours to detach everything and get him into pieces, but you have basically a couple pieces of the torso, the head, and then the arms and the legs in 2 pieces each. And this bag of holding that you have, you can stuff all of it. It all fits into the bag of holding because it all goes into an extra dimensional space.
Yeah.
So you can toss it all in there if you want.
Great.
Cool. So you do so, and you find those gems, like I said. You also come across... Where my treasure die at? I completely misplaced it. Where is it? I just had it. Weird. Okay. Well... Yeah, that's really weird. You also find a handful of coins that are emblazoned with or engraved with the dire oak symbol of TN. So they're actual currency from TN, some old gold coins from TN.
I'm going to pick up a few owl feathers too to make some more darts.
Cool. Awesome. Good job. You do so. And with that, you guys head out that other entrance. It kind of empties out into the valley, kind of off the west side of the mountain, kind of tucked away behind all these boulders and rocks. And Quickpick's like, no wonder I didn't know this was here. Well, noted. And you all start heading back to Vestige with your loot in tow. Far, far away in the canyon known as the Scar, there is a fortress set in the lava at the bottom of the Scar. This big black metal fortress is home to Lord Brassflame, one of the Iron Lords of Zakesh. And at the gates of this fortress, two warforged enforcers carrying large hammers and outfitted with shields and armor stand at the doors. And they watch as an orc limps towards them with a splint and bandages. And he comes running towards them. And one of the warforged enforcers says, "What business do you have with Lord Brassflame?" And the orc says, "I carry word from Tien. The Moon Elves have returned." And that is where we will end our session tonight.
Ooh, not so sneaky as I thought.
Well, you did take down a warforged gear fiend there. Awesome.
Yay.
Good session.